This is a thread that I posted yesterday, and I haven't really been that active on there, but this was one that I did want to share in a video because it got some good responses. So it says, if I visit your website or social pages and you're an intuitive or spiritual healer, and I see a generic page with 20 bullet points of certificates and training in chronological order from the past decade, I'm exiting your page. And I need to read about your modern day crucifixion and resurrections. I need to read about your modern mystery school initiations. I need to read how Mother, Father, God orchestrated your frequency medicine embodiment in your DNA through your lived experiences. And then it continues. I need to read how your abusive relationship made you a qualified intuitive trauma mentor and not your 3-month course on trauma healing. I need to read how you going through a massive illness made you a death doula and not your 3-week class last summer. I need to read how you became a channel by being close to being homeless and the voice of God coming to you when you were crying. I need to read modern mystical events that have happened in your life that were the school for your psychic gifts. Side note, not saying certificates and classes are worthless. I have a handful myself, but they are all the result of scholarly refinement of these modern mystery school initiations. Don't be afraid to talk about what actually made you the priest or priestess that you are today. I don't care about classes you took, and I'm betting that 99% of anyone wanting to work with you also doesn't. So, of course, this is just a quick thread, and it is very difficult to be nuanced in just a short amount of text. But it did get some really good comments from people such as these people saying this is exactly what I'm doing in my podcast, seeing this after overcoming the fear of posting my mystical experience is validating. Yeah, people saying it's not easy to talk about your own journey. That was my response to somebody that is still a work in process for me. And yeah, just that this is what people want to see. They don't want to hear about your certificates. And I think because in the spiritual community, we are still trying to come across as professional and not just some kind of circus fortune teller. And so what we do is we adopt this third dimensional system of certificates, of trainings, which are valuable, like I'm saying. But I have had way more value from working on my own journey for the past 25 years. I've been channeling since I was 13 and I'm 38 now. And on paper, like, I never took a channeling course. I never took an official Akashic Records reading course with like a place to get certified, and there are places like that. I went through ancestral activations of these gifts and I was trained by my mother. And that is a conversation that I had with Ryan too the other day or a few days ago, where we were saying back when these gifts were passed down from mother or father to child, this was normal. That was your mystery school training. And now we kind of have to bring all of that back, and we have these initiations that are put in place. I can move this a little bit. And that is how you get schooled by God. So that's what I mean. I want to see what the hardships were, the obstacles that you had to overcome and that you overcame. And that became these catalysts for all of these gifts to come online, for your ability to really emphasize with a person that's going through a traumatic experience, that is grieving, that went through severe abuse, that went through poverty, These things are what are going to make you the best person to help these people. But if you are going to be mentioning a whole list of certificates, they're going to be like, oh yeah, okay, this person apparently they did some training in this, which is nice. And I've done several trainings over the years. And when I say over the years, I mean starting in my teenage years. I've done several healing workshops, courses. I've done different things, diving into different mystery school teachings with mentors, specific classes such as Aramaic, such as hypnosis, stuff like this. But none of that is really going to persuade the people that have to find my frequency, that have to hear my stories and recognize themselves in my stories. These people are going to recognize something in your story that they can relate to. And that is what is always going to bring the right people in. And that is not just for anyone that is trying to start a business in intuitive work, energetic work. That is for anyone that is trying to create content and find like-minded people. So that was it, really. Let me know what you think. And this is a work in progress for me. I am constantly seeing how I can be more authentic. And what is happening is that the podcast that just came out, Our Stories Part 1, is a really good example of that. And on Monday, Part 2 is coming out. And that is an example of how I am constantly being more transparent with what I've gone through. Not so that I can make you feel sorry for me, because that is never my goal, but so that I can give you comfort, because most likely you will recognize yourself in some of the things that I've gone through, which will then lower the barrier for you to reach out to me if you feel that I could help you. So that's it. Let me know in the comments. Does this resonate? Are you feeling that? Is there like resistance? Why you feel like it's hard for you to really open up? And is there fear maybe? My live calls are on sale right now, so I would love to help you. So check out the podcast that's coming out on Monday, and check out my website for any services. And I will be back with more videos. Bye bye.